I hope that fight with that hideous shapeshifter creature didn't sully your weapon too badly. You'll be needing it.
Karlak! I thought you'd be in the city by now. We were ambushed by cultists. Half of us were captured, the other half ran here.
I miss my forge.
Pure tiefling ingenuity. That engine of yours is like nothing I've ever encountered. Hard to change, but possible to enhance. Gods, I'm glad to see you again. There's something I have to tell you.
It's not as many as you said you had.
Stay calm. Breathe.
Chris is right. We can only do what we can.
Meanwhile, I've still got plenty of weapons and armor in stock if you're looking to load up.
I've sensed some during our travels. It has a pull to it. Absolutely magnetic, once you know what you're looking for. I can show you where I'd look.
I only need one more piece of infernal iron to craft an insulating chamber that can make it possible for you to... Before you go, there's something I need to tell you.
The closer you get, the stronger it smells. Though, I wouldn't mind a bit of hellfire to put to use protecting this place.
I might be able to help,
But I'd need infernal iron, and a prayer that my hammer will survive the work.
I hesitated to mention this back in the Druid's Grove, for obvious reasons. But no one has earned my trust, if not you. I wish it could. I really, really do. Look after yourself, all right? Couldn't be happier to hear that. The weight of it. And that blaze of chaos. Can't imagine this where my heart should be. Must be quite the experience. My pleasure. Before you go, there's something I need to tell you. Now that's hot. Too hot. I think I could sort you out, but I'll need some infernal iron and a lot of luck.
Using something that's already fabricated is tough, but I can try.
How many do you have? At least it's dead now. If you need something sharp, I have a few things left. A makeshift harper's fire might not be where I hope to set up shop. But maybe I've got something you can use anyway.
Absolutely. Rare to get your hands on this stuff. Well done keeping it to hand.
Sure. Meantime, if you need to stock up, everything I have is available. Good luck, Karlak. Look after yourself. All right? I won't stop trying to figure out a cure. But at this point, I think we all have to face the inevitable. I thought I smelled infernal iron. Expect half these blades will break the first time they strike a goblin skull. I've had to make do with what I could scavenge. Thank the gods. I should have known you'd make it to the city all right.
But you never know.
Best I've had in years. Mistress of the house lets me operate from here for a fair price. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't happy. Take care, Karlak. And hopefully the next time I see you, I'll have something promising to report. Pocket any infernal iron you find along the way, They've lost their minds! That thing isn't meant to operate outside of Ernest. I'm not sure how much longer it'll keep running the way it's going. Hello again.
As for me, I won't say I enjoyed my time there, but it was certainly instructional.
I haven't stopped trying, but all roads lead to a dead end. Sorry, I didn't mean... Can't outfit all of you at once. Yeah, apart from the doom and gloom. You've given me more than I could ever hope to repay. Let me sleep on it. I just might be able to work something out.
Karlak, look at you. Still hotter than the hells themselves and ready to save the world. Go on. I'll be there when the time comes. Hey now, I know you. You probably don't know me, though.
It didn't take them long to notice I had some utility and stick me in the forges.
I'm glad to see you're all right. The way here was anything but easy, eh?
Oh, no surprise you'd find me renting a room off the local diabolist, I suppose. But you've found me now, and there's something I need to tell you.
I've got a dozen weapons to reforge. Goblins better not get here first.
Did you see it? The path of light. That's good, right? Means we might make it out of here alive. There you are. Be careful who you show that to. It might draw the wrong kind of attention. Of course. Anytime.
I sensed some iron in the area when we arrived here. But I'm not sure if it's still there, now that we've been holed up. But I'll show you where I'd look.
There's little I don't believe anymore. For example, is that infernal iron I smell?
There you are, the infernal. I knew there must be one in the area. If we survive this, let's speak again. I'm a mechanic. We might be of use to one another.
Need a weapon? I still have a few left. Hopefully the next time I see you, I'll have something promising to report. I'll need more infernal iron either way, though, so keep your eyes open. Take care. Shout if you need anything else. I can't say. I don't think anyone can. But when it's coming, you'll know. No surprise you'd find me renting a room off the local diabolist, I suppose. Hey. Do I smell infernal iron?
As a matter of fact, I think I might. I've sensed some in the area. It has a pull to it. Absolutely magnetic. Once you know what you're looking for. I can show you where I'd look. The goblins will run us through unless I get them mended.
Well, all right. This shouldn't take long. There you are. I'd hoped you'd make it through, but when we didn't hear from you, well, I'm glad you're here now. It's the least I could do. Glad you and Karlak are all right. Well, as all right as any of us. I can sense some. Smell it almost. Somewhere in the area. Underground, maybe. Out there in the shadows. More violence. It never ends.
I'm shocked by my good fortune, quite honestly. Rent is fair, and the setup is just what I need to start making a living again.
Certainly. And if you don't mind me saying, it seems they got to you too. There's infernal machinery inside you, right? Very, very hot infernal machinery. It's the best situation I've had in years, honestly. Mistress of the house lets me operate from here for a fair price. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't happy. If you hit them, make it count! I wish I had better, but this is all I have.
Let's do this thing.
I don't know how this is going to end for you. For any of us, really. But I know I'd be dead without you. Several times over. Pleasure. And as for the heat, I haven't got any solutions now, but I'm not giving up. Could be if the combustion chamber had its own insulation, or if we had some kind of enchanted coolant. Phew, you really are burning up. Whoever put that engine together tried to house metallogized Dammon valves inside a Ragnak's alloy casement. Very risky. It's perfect, really. Just a moment, I'll be able to work this one quickly. It's not any old iron, Karlak. This stuff belongs in the hells, and unless it's taken back there, it's going to blow. No amount of tinkering is going to change that. I hope you're right, and I hope I'm wrong. I could try to sort you out, but I'll need some infernal iron and a lot of luck. I wasn't making any headway with the mechanics, none at all. The environment here is just too cold to sustain metals like the ones inside you. In another life, I would have liked to... Well, it doesn't matter now. Good luck, Karlak, and thank you again. Same as last time. You'll need to install it yourself. This should do the trick. Give me just a moment. And I think... Can't sleep, so I might as well hammer. Need anything?
I owe you. Maybe I can repay you with some metalware? Finest in the city, if you don't know where to look.
Didn't mean to overstep. Keep an eye on that thing, though. I don't like what I'm smelling. For your sake, that is. When Elturel fell into Avernus, I was drafted into an infernal forge. Learned a few techniques for making a lot out of a little. Fair enough. They might have use as they are. You look good too. Enjoy it. After spending time in Avernus, I know better than most that you deserve a good turn. Bring your friends if you found some infernal iron. You shouldn't be alone, in case anything goes wrong. Alas, my offerings are far more humble these days. Then again, I do love a challenge. Could be if the combustion chamber had its own insulation. Or if the spark plug had a dampener. I'll give it some thought.
Gods above and devils below. That ox was a bloody shapeshifter.
Thanks for handling it. When Elturel was dragged into Avernus, I was drafted into a devil's smithy. It should have been awful. But infernal metal is like a wild horse. Powerful, exuberant. It'll kill you if you lack technique. Hold on to it for now. I haven't quite worked out a schematic for a new design. Might take me a bit of crunching to figure out something suitable. If it can even be done. Heavens above. There you are, Karlak. I was so hoping you'd come find me. I'd worry about surviving the night first. But help one, help both. If we can cool you off, it'll stabilize your engine and allow you to touch whomever you please.
Anything else?
There. Be careful who sees you using that. Might draw the wrong sort of eyes. I might be able to help, but I'd need infernal iron and a prayer that my hammer will survive the work. Forget warm. You're burning up. Might be burning out a piston ring or leaking oil. Mind if I take a listen? Did you misplace it? I'll be here if you find it again. Just shout. Only one way to find out. I should be thanking you. I'd love to get my hands on something other than pauper's ore. I'd worry about yourself first. That thing isn't meant to operate outside of Avernus. I'm not sure how much longer it'll keep running, the way it's going. I won't stop trying to figure out a cure, but at this point, I think I might be beaten. Looking forward to it. It's been a while since I was able to work with anything from the Hells. I won't say I miss it, but, well, maybe I do. Me either. Thanks, Karlak. I don't know how this is going to end for you. For any of us, really. But I know I'd be dead without you. Several times over. My selection's pretty slim. I had to leave most of my equipment in Elturel. Without you, I'd be dead in a ditch twice over. Instead, I have my own smithy in the city. At least, until the Absolute's army mows us down. I'll steal better hold. I got lucky. It looks like you did too. And you brought some infernal machinery with you. I haven't stopped trying to think of something that could help your engine last it out, by the way. But so far, all roads lead to a dead end. Sorry, I didn't mean... Phew, you really are burning up. Whoever put that engine together tried to house metallurgized Dammon valves inside a Ragnak's alloy casement. Very risky. I like to think so, especially when I smell machinery running itself out, like a miniature giant space hamster on a cosmic wheel. Not much to a regular smith, but a fair bit to a canny buyer. Our weapons can't take much of this. May Timora's luck twist your way. Thank you for saving my life. But I have to ask, what are you doing here? Aha! Thought I sensed an infernal. Karlak, right? Without you lot, I'd have been toast twice over. First in the Druid's Grove, then at Last Light Inn. Well, two things. Good news and bad news. Exactly! We'll just have to prepare as best we can. Between you and me, there's nothing in all the realms like the utter power of infernal machinery. Can't replicate it outside the Hells. Probably for the best. We managed against the Druids, but half our weapons are bent or broken. I don't enjoy saying this, Karlak, but there's no two ways about it. Your engine is going to blow and I can't fix it. I'm not sure anyone can. Vicious bastards, the lot of them. But it helped that they thought I had some utility.
Don't let them reach the children!
I'm not seeing any. Do let me know if it turns up.
Thanks for fighting off those goblins. If you need to replace any gear, just ask.
I'll be here.
We're not your enemy!
Thought I sensed an infernal around here. But you aren't from Elturel. What's your story? Look, Karlek, there's something I need to tell you. I thought I sniffed American scent somewhere. These must have been a pain to get a hold of. American masks are brittle, so what I make won't last as long as my usual pieces. I can tune it up, but whether I can stop it from burning out is up to the gods. That thing wasn't meant to last in the material plane. Mind if I listen closer?
Even I was surprised by how well the owlbear would take to the potions. Just look at it. Glorious little creature. Well, not so little anymore.
Hells take me. What I wouldn't do for better tools.
Barely. Many of us weren't so lucky. We were ambushed by cultists. Those of us who didn't fall in the fight were dragged off. A few of us fled and made it here. Some of us had it easier than others. The baker, the schoolmaster. When Elturel was swallowed up, they could do little but survive. Well, all right. But don't be long, Karlak. You have to return to Avernus. For good. Or this thing is going to burn you up from the inside out. And sooner than you think.
Who knew we'd make it this far? I'm behind you. Or wherever you need me to be, really. Lead on.
I hope you're here to fight. You look a sight tougher than the others. You're back. Nice to see a familiar face.
Of course. Wouldn't be alive to hold him if it weren't for you.
If you want me to have another look, you know where to find me. Nowhere's safe from this damned absolute.
You saved us. I wasn't sure we'd make it through.
Looks like it went missing. I'll be here if you find it. Served you against the druids, didn't it? Perhaps you've misplaced it. I'll be here should you find it again. Aha! Thought I sensed an infernal. What are you doing here?
I'm better at crafting steel than wielding it. Your friend here is armored and potion-fueled and ready for battle.
Hang on. I think you'll want to hear the bad news too. Phew! Oh, you really are burning up. Whoever put that engine together tried to house metallogized Dammon valves inside a Ragnak's alloy casement. Very risky. Bring your friends if you want me to take a look at that engine after all. You shouldn't be alone in case anything goes wrong. I know you know that. But the thing is, there's a cure. And if you find any interesting materials in need of working, I'm happy to help.
I sensed some in the area when we arrived here, but I'm not sure if it's still there, now that we've been holed up. But I'll show you where I'd look. You're back. Thank the gods. I feared the worst. If we both survive this horror, let's speak again. Please?
Heavens above. There you are, Karlak. I was so hoping you'd come find me. I saw you lot in last light, but didn't want to distract you from the fight against Ketheric.
Looking for steel? I have, well, something close.
But hey, anything could happen in the meantime. Optimism, right?
If you find it, bring it to me. I'll make something incredible. Thank you for saving us. Again. Isabel said we ought to sit tight for the time being. Wait until we hear back from Jaheira. I know she's right, but I can't wait to get moving. Maybe. But I'd need infernal iron. And a prayer that my hammer will survive the work. Might be you've misplaced it? I'll be here when it turns up again. Nor from shape-shifting cow blob things, though you made short enough work of that one. Glad you handled it before it handled me. That engine of yours. It's contained for the moment, but it's just too hot to exist here in the material plane indefinitely. Ugh. Just when I think I've seen it all. I only need one more piece of infernal iron to craft an insulating chamber that can make it possible for Karlek to...
They're not backing down! I'm Dammon. You helped me and mine out of a few scrapes. First with the druids, then at Last Light Inn.
It's you. What are the odds?
So glad you're all right. Well, as all right as any of us.
Yes, but of sorts. Used to be a bread and butter tinsmith before Elturel fell into Avernus. These days my talents are more eclectic.
I'm packing for Baldur's Gate. But anything you need, you've got it.
Karlak! I thought you got lost in the shadows. Glad to see you made it through all right. Go on. Give us your hand. Thought I sensed an infernal around here. But you aren't from Elturel. What's your story? Infernal machinery, anyway. Smells like it's running awfully hot. Might be burning out a piston ring or leaking oil. It's simply too hot to exist here in the material plane. Unless you return to Avernus. For good. This thing is going to blow. Sooner rather than later. Hold on, Karlak. There's something I need to tell you.
At least let me show you where to look. I'm not sure the infernal iron will still be there, but I can show you a few places of interest.
That engine wasn't meant for this realm, though. And I'm not sure how much longer it's going to last burning that hot.
I'll be here if you need anything else.
Take a look at what I've got on offer while you're here. Might be you find something useful to you. There. You'll have to install it, I'm afraid. I don't think there are thick enough gloves in all the realms to protect from that kind of heat. Same to you. Though unless my senses deceive me, you brought a bit of the hells back with you. Infernal engine?
What can I do for you?
Thought I sensed an inferno around here. I wanted to introduce myself after you helped us in the Druid's Grove, but I didn't get the chance. Hang on! I think you'll want to hear the bad news too. Might be burning out a piston ring. Or leaking oil. Mind if I take a listen? Certainly, if it's all right with you. Let me have a listen. The weight of it. And that blaze of chaos. Can't imagine this where my heart should be. Must be quite the experience. I get that, but don't rule it out. The world just might be better with you in it. Even in Avernus. Thank you for all you've done for us. For me. But I have to ask, what are you doing here? I only need one more piece of infernal iron to craft an insulating chamber that could make it possible for you to, well, touch people.
Might have to teach the rest of us that trick then.
Forged from the heart. Learned a lot in my time in the Hells. Hope to forget most of it. But between you and me, there's nothing in all the realms like the utter power of infernal machinery. They must have thought the same of you. That's infernal machinery I smell, isn't it? And running awfully hot. Might be burning out a piston ring or leaking oil. But it's my top priority, believe me. Anything to take my mind off, well, everything. There you are. I was wondering where you'd run off to. Damn. I'm good. And you? You're very touchable. Did you misplace it? I'll be here if you find it again. Just shout, before you run off into the belly of the beast. There's something I need to tell you. Karlak, believe me, this isn't something you should... It's been my pleasure. Good luck. Both of you. Look after yourself, all right?
Who do I pray to for a real forge? Moradin? He probably wouldn't listen to me.
Very hot by the smell of it. Might be burning out a piston ring or leaking oil. Mind if I take a listen? Sounds familiar. When our city fell into Avernus, Zariel's commanders put me to work in their forges. Find me again in Baldur's Gate. If I'm worth my salt, I'll have figured something out by then. All this over a statue? You must have a similar story. Unless my senses deceive me, you brought a bit of the hells back with you.
I thought it was you. Saving my skin again, I see. Never seen a shapeshifted ox before. But I'm glad you dealt with it before it dealt with us.
How fares the search? I'll see what I can do to give you more time, if you find some infernal iron. But a machine that complicated is going to need serious work. More than a pauper's forge can handle.
Well, well, well. I knew I smelled something, and I know just what to do with it. One moment.
Could be a day or a season. Bad timing for us either way.
Damn druids. Who uses wooden tools?
Damn. I'm good. And you're very touchable.
Need anything?
Karlak, you're looking well. I can still help with that upgrade, if you've found some infernal iron.